The sun rises as it always does, quiet, steady, and full of promise, and in many ways that's who he was, a man larger than life, yet grounded in simple truths. He lived boldly, loved deeply, and left behind a legacy so vast it spans generations. This is our Kuyiaa. On July 2nd, at 82 years old, our grandfather took his final breath. But oh, what a life he lived. 4 wives, 45 children, and 192 grandchildren. He didn't just build a family, he built a world. This is not just a goodbye, this is a tribute, a celebration from the voices of the grandchildren who carry his spirit forward. One word, one memory, and one thing we will miss the most. Please stay keen to remember each and every word coming out of the grandchildren's mouths as we celebrate the life Kuyiaa lived. We are filled with love in our hearts as we share their stories, and we hope that this reminds you of the love he shared with you as well. Thank you.
I would describe Kuyiaa as a wise person. We will miss his wise counsel. And one core memory I have about him is growing up, the way he used to come home and immediately he would see us, he would have banter about it. That's one core memory I'll have. I'll miss his love, I'll miss his calls, I'll miss him as a person.
Selfless man. My core memory with him was that every time he would greet us, he would pinch our noses, and that was amazing. What I would miss most about him was his love and his kindness.
Very traditional man, and he would ask us to be very disciplined. I remember him pinching our noses every time, and I'll miss him.
He was a smart man. He had passion for education. That's why us as his grandchildren were learned. And one memory I would miss about him was his hate for our hair and our beards, and that's something that will be in my mind till he's gone. I'll miss his presence, I'll miss his laughter, I'll miss his love.
I'll describe my grandpa as a very religious man. One memory that I really miss about him is his stories, long gone stories. Yeah.
Remember about Kuyiaa is one is a principled man, one to emulate. He's a charismatic leader who always want the family to be in, who always want oneness, to put all relatives together.
What I would like to describe about my grandfather is a loving man and a caring man. And what I'll miss about him, he just loved his family and he loved respect.
He was a very smart person. And one memory I have of him is when we were a little bit younger, instead of when we used to say hi to him, he used to pinch our noses instead of touching our heads, which used to be very scary when we were young, but the sooner we grow older, we understood it was a way of him making us comfortable and getting used to him.
One thing I'll remember about my grandfather is he was a very wise man, very caring, very courageous. He was our legend, and we'll always remember him. Rest in peace, Grandpa.
As a man of measurable wit, I remember him as a very wise man. One core memory I have of him is his infectious laugh. He would laugh and his calm presence would fill the entire room.
Grandfather, that he was a man of his word, a man who was straightforward. One thing I will remember him is whenever he's in a particular place, he tends to keep peace and unity.
As a leader, he was one of the greatest Maasai leaders. He was a paramount chief. I will also describe the memories we had together, the pinch of the nose, And what I'll miss the most will be the advices concerning culture.
My grandfather, he was a very caring man, and one memory I have about him was he was a very selfless person, and one thing I'll miss most about him is his just love and his presence in our lives.
I'll describe him as a source of wisdom and a pillar of strength for this family.
One thing I'm going to miss about Kuyiaa are his childhood and boyhood stories.
The memories I have about Kuyiaa is how he used to call me Esiankike Kuyiaa.
One term I used to describe Olaguye is he was resolute. He was one person who was unwavering with his decision making. He would never change. My memory of him is his humor. Olaguye would make you laugh out of nothing, out of the most painful situations, and you will just have to laugh. I will also not forget one thing about Olaguye, the fact that he used to pinch us when he was greeting us.
If I could talk about Kuyiaa, I'm sure it's going to take an eternity for me to explain what kind of a man Kuyiaa was. Kuyiaa was such an intentional person. He valued his family so much. He valued his heritage, and he valued his grandkids. One thing I'm gonna miss about him is that he was an easy person to talk to, that our conversation will always be very comfortable, that I will forget that I'm actually talking to Kuyiaa and not my friend. Rest in peace, Kuyiaa. I'm gonna miss you so much.
So one word I would use to describe my granddad Kuyiaa is intelligent. He was one of the few people I knew from a young age who would speak not just 1 or 2 or 3 languages, but a lot more. And that's something I admired the most about him, the urge for him to teach us all these languages and appreciate the need of difference of languages. And one of the core memories I have is his unique way of greeting us. Obviously, when we were kids, he would pinch our noses or all that. So, yeah.
Yeah, got some savok. Kidamu, Ngishuino, Gitamo and Damo Yok, Kuyiaa, Ngishuino. Our American Kuyiaa, Jagashomo Sereni Betamu. Have Mama Limbilang, Kuyiaa. Utaki yo kuresida ina maisha. Enda mugiyo bega nyetindo ibu. Enda mugiyo ngida Kuyiaa. Ai wara mera shomo Kuyiaa. Ta shomo sere Kuyiaa. Kamera ngene gimboto, ayola jigiru maganyage.
What I like to describe about Kuyiaa is that Kuyiaa was a compassionate man and a wise man and also a truthful man. What I'll miss about him is the best moments we shared together. And what I'll remember about him is he was concerned about family and always was there for us.
Mimi naambia tu Kuyiaa ni tunampenda sana. He was a good person, he loved children. Alikuwa anapenda kila mtu. Yeye anakuanga akitutembelea. Yaani anapenda uzima, anapenda peace. Yeye hutuambia stories. Kitu yenye mimi nimemsia Kuyiaa kuwa yeye ni mtu mzuri sana. Yeye hupenda watu, ufanyia watu mambo mazuri, na hiyo ndio imefanya mimi miss Kuyiaa.
The thing that I will describe Kuyiaa, he was a man of peace and was a brave warrior, and how he used to tell stories about olden days, about culture and all the things. He used to love children and visitors. He will use to talk to them, and the thing that I remember the most about him was him calling me partner.
Alikuwa anapenda kuletea kama ameenda safari kuletea, alafu alikuwa anapenda watoto, alikuwa anafurahisha akikaa ndani ya nyumba, anakuja anakuambia stories. Hiyo ndio mimi nimemisia. Alikuwa mtu mzuri sana, alikuwa anapenda peace, alikuwa anakaa nasi. Thank you.
What will you miss the most about him?
Mimi namumisia kwa sababu alikuwa akikusalimia lazima kushike mapua.
Lazima kushike mapua. Thank you so much. Ashetayi.
Na miss Kuyiaa akitoka sokoni anakuja kama ameingia kwa nyumba, anakuambia
kusimulia story na siku ingine tena nakuletea njugu kama ameenda soko.
Hello Kuyiaa. There are many words to describe you, but I will describe you as a true Maasai warrior. One core memory I have of you is the constant care we gave to you and the constant meals that we shared as you told us long stories. One thing that I will really miss about you is the phone calls and the constant mention of me as Olashumbayorok. As you rest, may you rest well. Goodbye, Kuyiaa, and thank you for everything. I've always known my grandfather as a very ambitious man. He stood and strived for everyone to take on life with strength, to matter in society, to have a role to play in society. That's what he was all about. But what resonates a lot with me was me massaging and oiling his feet, doing his nails, and at the time it was just another good gesture, but as it plays in the back of my mind again and again, it was the closest I've been to him when he was with us. We thank you for everything that you gave us. We thank you for the nicknames you gave us, I as Olkedianye, and we will miss you. We will miss your laughter, we will miss your infectious character, we will miss who you are. Until we meet again, Kuyiaa, goodbye.
There are many words I could use to describe Kuyiaa, but the one word that stands out most to me is exceptional. He was an exceptional man who did everything exceptionally, from building family, from creating connections, from being a man of his word. He was just a very exceptional person. The one thing that I remember every now and then in my memory of him at this time is that he would call me Enkamerekai. You know, at first I was very taken aback by the name, but you know, he was very open to learning about my experiences abroad after traveling for studies, and he was a very passionate man, very witty in education as well. So that memory stands very strong in my mind of him. And the thing that I will miss the most about him is his laughter. No one could laugh like Kuyiaa. No one truly. So his laughter is something that remains very strong in my heart. Whenever I close my eyes and think of him, I see him standing there with a big smile and just a big laugh that comes out of his own humorous nature. So yes, Kuyiaa was a man who really reached the deepest parts of my heart and all of our hearts. And as we celebrate his life today, may we still remember the teachings he brought to us, and may we continue bringing them into our lives moving forward, and continuing his tight knit idea of a family and bringing that love no matter where we go. Yes, rest easy Kuyiaa, we love you so very much. Kuyiaa was our disciplinarian, a storyteller, our safe place, our laughter, and our root. And now, he's our memory, our legacy, our light in the quiet. And though he is gone for now, I hope we can remember that he is everywhere. He's in all of our siblings, he's in all of our parents, he's in all of our family. So the likeness of Kuyiaa is never ending, given the family he has given us. So may his spirit remain present everywhere and in everything that we do.
shomo sere kinarna lengi yogi ye kage kiranda ranga ya ilalangi yo sere shomo sere kinarna lengi yogi ye kage kiranda ranga ya ilalangi yo ni bolu wade kinole rosho lagi ramana gitira gita amugi norwogi kage shomo se shomo negira ngala irayeni wale yohene ki asanga yaga kidogi megira ngamuye megira ngamu nagibigene sisi namuni ngawairore nangayai Kajile roshori yake sere shomo sere kinarna lengi yogi ye kage kiranda ranga ya ilalangi yo sere shomo sere kinarna lengi yogi ye kage kiranda ranga ya ilalangi yo Yerejo Biblia emintira gigia lady bashomo nejentira ranga indai oisho ini woki amashira mengora ingoiro yango yanage subari amore ngaya yera royu nega nuna sutu nego mashale roya nyana sheda wogi narugo Angairu kurubara udala Ushugwe seriani arwa yo baba Sere Shomo sere Kinarna lengi yogi ye Kage kiranda ranga ya ilalangi yo Sere Shomo sere Kinarna lengi yogi ye Kage kiranda ranga ya ilalangi yo